Wow.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Halal Crypto Investing. I'm your host, Mujibul, and today we are looking at AltLayer. And in today's video, we are looking to find out what is its value proposition, any network effects, any strong investor base, price predictions. So if you're interested in this, then continue watching our channel. Just to remind you, if you want to get in touch with us, halalcryptoinvesting@gmail.com. And what you're about to watch is not financial advice, and a lot of people lose money in crypto. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. I'm Mujibul. I've been in crypto for a while. In the last cycle, I had a paper gain of 6 figures, which sadly, in the word paper figures tells you I lost it all due to greed, as well as other things. So if you don't want to make mistakes like that, then continue watching and subscribing to this channel. And so let's look at what what AltLayer is and how we came across it. Well, we came across this because of staking Celestia. So in here, you can see if you are staking Celestia, you will be getting airdropped tokens. And so at the moment, it's not been confirmed how many Celestia you need to stake. There are rumors on crypto Twitter about staking 50 Celestia tokens. So if you look at Celestia's price today, Celestia is currently, and today is the 29th of January, as I'm recording this, is $18. So if we do a quick calculation of $18 times by 50 Celestia is about $900. We convert that to pounds times 0.73. It's about £657 worth that you had to stake. So that gives you an idea of how much you are kind of staking your money. Staking is not risk-free. You could, if the project goes bust like Terra Luna, it could go to zero. So there is risk in that. Anyway, so if you are staking Celestia, you get AltLayer. So this is where our interest comes. So here, if we just have a quick glance at what AltLayer is, and we can kind of see it's a protocol. AltLayer is an open and decentralized protocol for rollups. With AltLayer, we bring together a novel idea of restaked rollups, which takes existing rollups spun from any rollup stack, such as OP, Arbitrum, Polygon, and so on, and provides them with enhanced security, decentralization, interoperability, and crypto economic fast finality. So you've got a combination of things there. Restake rollups combined with the ease of spinning up rollups using rollup stacks and others with the power of eigenlayers restaking mechanism to bootstrap network security and build a decentralized network. So that gives you an idea. I will put this in the description, and you can look at the ecosystem of Celestia. It's got quite a few things going on and how it's linked there. And projects that are already using AltLayer, you've got a few there. Cometh is a game studio. That's interesting. I always like a bit of gaming. And Oasis, again, these are things that just by looking at this, I will try and look into later. It's part of Binance, so it's there, or Binance has funded it. We've got the eligibility criteria. The initial circulating supply is 1.1 billion total tokens. The total supply is 10 billion. And so you can see how the distribution is amongst the different categories. Key features, you've got economic bond. All token will be used alongside restaked assets to provide economic stake. In other words, something around staking. This stake can be slashed if a malicious behavior is detected. And so this is one of the things that makes it halal, because you are staking and there is risk of things going down. So malicious behavior is detected, your your stake can be slashed. So there is a risk to you. So that's good in that sense. This is one of the reasons why this becomes Islamic. There's nothing haram about this project. So far, so good. Alt token, also you have governance decisions. You can vote on governance related things. Protocol incentives. So in the AltLayer ecosystem, you can earn alt network fees. So this is good. It's all part of the utility of AltLayer. So you're not just buying something and that's it. So by the impressions of it, we should be able to stake it, which is one of the meta of this cycle. In terms of the finer details, I haven't come across anything yet in terms of staking, because that is obviously good. Currently, it's on the market at 0.435. Let me refresh the price. 0.449. So slightly higher than I started researching this, and it's around the all-time high price at the moment. So it went to about 0.46 and it's currently there at this price. Let's look at its Twitter page. Accelerate Ethereum with restaked rollups backed by Balaji, Polychain, Jump Capital, HJ Montazi, Gav of York, who is behind Polkadot and one of the OGs of Ethereum, and so on. So you got the kind of shilling of names there, promotion of names, how they're affiliated. And this is their website. You're looking at modular rollups, decentralized rollups, restake rollups. So you can see lots of narratives there: fast-finalized rollups, ephemeral rollups, and modular. So you can see that. Then just going through that, rollup as a service, RAAS. And you've got the ecosystems there. You can see Celestia, working with Celestia, Avail, another data availability thing, project, and a lot of other projects there. So again, this is good. Lots of projects it's working with, partnerships. So that's good in terms of network effects. And you can see the names, same names coming up here with their images. So that's good. And then you can look at that in your own time. So this is like a nice little post I saw on Twitter, kind of simple graphics explaining what it is. Bro, what is AltLayer? Restake rollups, man. Rollup as a service, Binance Launchpool, bro. So Binance, backing from Binance there. I clicked on a few buttons and created my rollup, mum. I'm going to raise 30 million. So you can see how easy it's supposed to be, and at the same time, how supposedly easy it is to raise money in crypto. Restake rollups are turbocharged rollups, man. More secure and decentralized, bro. So again, rollups and decentralization. Right. So before we carry on, just a message from Halal Crypto Investing. We've put a lot of time and effort into our videos. All we ask from you is to click that subscribe button. This is an agreement between you and us. We appreciate you watching our videos. Just take a few seconds just to click that subscribe button. Back to our research. So let's look at the backers. So we can see on CryptoRank some of the funders. We've come across them already: Polychain, Binance Labs, Balaji, Jump Crypto. So very high caliber people behind it, and projects, VC companies. So that's quite good. The reason why this is important is this project is not going to be a rug pull. In other words, this project isn't just going to disappear, run away with your money as easily. Obviously, anything can happen, but it's less likely to happen. If you've been in crypto for a while, sometimes you invest in projects, next thing you know, things disappear, they go to zero. So this is quite reassuring. That's why we look for good VCs. If we look at ICO drops, it's raised 7.2 million. And there's a high interest. ICO price was around 0.018. And you can see if the price is now 0.44, how much money people have made. We know it's a utility from that information that we've read. There's seed round information that we can look at, as well as investment from Binance. So just let's have a look at that. These links. So AltLayer raised 7.2 million from Polychain, which we kind of know already. So Balaji, former Coinbase CTO and part of A16Z and so on. So we've got that information. got that link there, and then MVB sixth investment announcement. So on this, you've got Binance Lab has invested in 4 top performing projects from the most recent season of its most valuable builder program. So MVB is its most valuable builder program, and this is August last year, 4th of August 2023. And again, I'll link this in the description. You can have a read of this. So that's all of that is good. Let's come back to this. Let's just look at these screenshots. All of this is familiar for us. Let's just have a quick link of that. So link to AltLayer, which is obviously one of the hype tokens for this year that will come soon. And again, we've seen some of these images and projects that are going to come out soon, or links. And so because it's linked to Binance, you can see it's a BEP20 token. So part of the Binance chain, initial circulating supply and so on, which we've seen, and so on. Now, this is important, the token release. So you can see 10% of tokens are released. So there's going to be a slow release up until about May, June. Then there's a significant unlock, and then over time it kind of keeps unlocking. So that is going to be interesting for our kind of price and looking at where this token could go in terms of price. Let's look at CryptoRank again and look at the vesting. So you can see only a little bit, 11% is unlocked, and there's a huge amount of unlocks to go, which matches our vesting schedule there. Let's just go. So you can see Treasury and all of that, investors, what percentages they get. Treasury has 21%, protocol development 20%. That's 40% there. Investors 18.5%, ecosystem community 15%, team 15%, and advisors 5%. And if we look at this, you can see again similar, same information in a different graphic. You can see the next unlock, major unlock, is around 177 days time, which matches what we saw here, which is a big unlock. What else? All of these unlocks are linear. So you've got the treasury unlocking things, protocol development unlocking things, ecosystem development. So these are kind of regularly happening. You can see here how much is being released. Unlock. So March is what we're interested in. February, unlock of 105 million tokens is what's going to be happen regularly. So 105 million. If we kind of look at the price, 0.54. So let's just do some quick maths. 0.45 times 100 million. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 million gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $45 million worth of token unlock. So how good or bad is that in terms of the unlock? So 45 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 being released. If we look at the trading volume, is 288 million being traded today. So 45, let's call it 50 out of 300. That's like 50, that's a sixth. So it gives you a significant amount of selling pressure that's happening monthly. So whether that's good or bad, that's something that you can decide. So that gives you an idea of the selling pressure that's happening every month. And obviously the big unlock will happen in July 25th. You can see 90 million that would be unlocked. So that's going to be interesting. All right, so let's, we've got this information, let's apply it. So the token unlock at the moment is 10 billion, circulating supply is 1.1 billion at current. Let me change this to 0.45 because that's the current price, which is 495 million. It kind of corresponds to this. Again, I'll put this in our description. So if we look at the last cycle and in my previous video with Celestia, we're comparing infrastructure projects. So I used Arweave as an example. Then so Arweave went to 4 billion market cap. Even if we look at Celestia, actually, Celestia currently, we look at the market cap of Celestia has gone to 3 billion, as you can see. So We're using Arweave as an example, which went to 4 billion. So you can see if it goes to 4 billion, if we take May as an example, instead of July, or we can take June. So let's just look at the diagram here. So May, you're looking at about 15% or so, something like that. So you can see there roughly gives you an idea. 15% of 10 billion gives you 1.5 billion tokens in circulation. And if it gets to 4 billion market cap before May 2024, the token price could be $2.67. So obviously that is a high kind of aspiration. Whether it does that or not is another issue. And then if it doesn't do that, and it takes a bit longer to do that, let's say next year, May 2025, why am I using that? Let's say next year. So you can see here, it's about 40%, 45% to be more precise. So I've used that on my spreadsheet. At 4 billion market cap with, if 45% is released, 45% of tokens is released by May 2025, you've got circulating supply of 4.5 billion. If the market cap is 4 billion, then it becomes 0.89. So if things don't go to plan, if Bitcoin decides to dump, then the token price will obviously take time to go up. And if it does go, if the market goes up. So that gives you an idea. On a more positive side, 16 billion, we kind of looked at how Arweave has kind of gone from each cycle, how the market cap has increased. Again, it's an infrastructure project, completely different, but I'm just using that as an example. Market cap, it went from last cycle 1 billion to 4 billion. So it's kind of 4x. Using that analogy, could 4x again. So 16 billion. You look at the backers behind this project, the backers, top tier backers in this sense, Polychain and so on, that doesn't mean it's going to go to 16 billion, but, in this cycle, in the bull market, you never know where things could go. If it does go with the same circulating supply, it could go to potentially $3.56. So in terms of what that looks like, if you were to invest £100 and by May 2024, it goes to 2.67, that becomes £592. If you invested £1,000, it could become 5,925. Obviously, this video is not financial advice. This is just educational and research. We hope this helps you in your research, in doing your own research and doing your own homework. If it doesn't go to that, it takes longer. In May 2025, 0.89, £100 would become £197, or £1,000 becomes 1,900. If it goes to 16 billion market cap, then it could go to 3.56. So your £100 becomes 790, or your £1,000 becomes £7,900. So again, similar to kind of what I've done previously with Celestia, learning from my lessons of not just hodling Thorchain. Where would you sell this at? Just literally going backwards. You buy at 0.45, you could sell at 1, 2, 3, just literally arbitrary numbers, or you could be a bit more advanced. Now, in terms of am I personally invested in it? Not at the moment. I am deciding whether I should or not. Obviously, these are interesting numbers. Would I buy at this price? Fundamentally, you can see what's going on. Would I go all in? I wouldn't personally, but I may, if I were to go in a little bit. If we look at the fear and greed index, it's 55, so it's in the middle. If we look at the chart, it was kind of quite high recently. It's had a dip, so that's quite positive. It could go a little bit below that. So in terms of the current market, maybe it's a good time to enter. In terms of Bitcoin, how Bitcoin's doing, Bitcoin is okay. So as long as Bitcoin kind of stays above 43,000, then I think it's positive. If it goes below that, then obviously the market can come down much. in a huge way. So as long as Bitcoins are above these prices, it's okay. In the long term, in terms of the year, I don't think it's a big issue, and why I will kind of go through that with a few more pointers. So price predictions, we've looked at that. So just to kind of summarize some of these positives and negatives, there's good VC funders behind it. Good, we've seen utility. The other positive thing is it's a new project. It fits the modular narrative, fits the restaking narrative, fits the roll-ups or roll-apps narrative. The risks, we don't know about the product market fit yet. Rotating narratives, the narratives can be one thing today, another thing tomorrow. So it's not as there, although I do think the modular narrative is going to be a huge thing this cycle. So you've got the security elements with crypto, security hacks happen. Look at Thorchain in the last cycle. You're looking at coding, so things, encoding bugs can happen and so on. So it's not risk-free. If Ethereum layer 2 start performing better, is there a need for this? So that's another thing. The other thing I have been recently rethinking about is the restaking narrative. I'm not convinced. So this could be a positive. I put it as a positive, but again, it could be a negative, which is that all it takes is something to go wrong and the whole restaking narrative goes to zero, just like Terra Luna did in the last cycle. So I think that's a big risk, personally. So again, this channel, this video is not financial advice, but it is kind of giving you a kind of positive and negative. If you think there's more positives or more risks to this, please comment below. On the macro side, the positives. So these are opinions again. Through crypto, we learn about how money operates and money and supply and so on. So some positives happening in the macro, which is that there is an increase in money supply. So whenever there's an increase in money supply, risk on assets go up. So the S&P 500 and crypto prices go up because there's more money flowing in. People become more risk on, so they invest in these things. So you've got that happening. And then you've got elections happening. So whenever elections are taking place, the residing president wants to show that the economy is good. So those things are on the macro side. So in terms of the next 6 months, 12 months, they will want to have that. So those are positive kind of tailwinds helping you in this industry. So those are kind of AltLayer. Fundamentally, we've looked at some fundamental analysis. We've looked at some technical analysis, how things are positive as well as potentially negative. Sentiment is obviously not there yet. So if there is a, sentiment around restaking and roll up as a service, then obviously those three things combining makes it a huge thing. So on the first two, I think it's much more positive. Sentiment is something we are yet to see. So if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel. And Halal Crypto Investing is recruiting. So if you want to share information and education on halal crypto investments, then we want to hear from you. Send us your email with the subject of the area that you're interested in, whether it's social media, LinkedIn, if you want to do things around TikTok and other things, if you're interested in being an analyst, a researcher, or looking at gamings and other things, send us your email and why you should join our team, halalcryptoinvesting@gmail.com. We really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one, inshallah. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.